So, my dear, I am sorry that I could not control myself, and that I had suffered in this world some time back, and I was searching for something to live upon. From the very beginning, I had some understanding that this world is not real. This world is sufferings, and that when I was reading the scriptures, there was some hope given that there is way that we can come out of sufferings and we can enjoy this world. Enjoyment was also available. That is available in this life, in this world also. Although it was really to be found in the kingdom of God, but we are not wait for that long time, maybe 20 years more, 30 years more, 50 years more. But even now it is available. I was searching for, but nowhere I could find any place where I could feel that I am now that place where I can find what I wanted. I worked very hard. And then at last I was disappointed. Perhaps there might be some time that people would have found this source of life on which they could find to be lived upon, but now it is not available. What I have done, I could try. There is no further in my life any energy to continue further, and if I could not find up to now it is not possible. At this stage of my disappointment, there was some arrangement that I was told about my master. I had already heard about him some time back, but I was not having any craving or some kind of attraction. But when this state of my mind was reaching, then there was something like that, and there were some agencies also which also came up that I was attracted to that side. So there was something hard in me. And I went to the city of Golden Temple, which is called Amritsar, where Master was there. And that I listened to his talks. He stayed over there for about 4 days. And I had also some private interviews even with him. And I was little by little feeling like that there is something here. And what I had got very bitter or bad experience at other places that I went over there, that they had really big name and fame and very big, magnificent appearances, arrangements, but there was really, inside there was nothing. It was all outside show only, and advertisements, and so many things, show. Inside it was all empty. But I was not to be dissuaded by some such like kind of outside shows. I was a searcher of reality. And then I could feel that there is something. But till after spending 4 days over there, I was not yet deciding myself. However, Master went to the other place, and I went to my work the next day. And when I was going on the work, I was not feeling at the work. I was feeling something pulling me. That is what Master say, that the worldly people rule other people with rod. they control, they rule with power. But masters have also their own ruling system. God has also his own ruling system that he captures the hearts of the people. And what is the way that captures the heart? With love. And that love is silent love. It is not that they say something or they act or pose something physically. No, it is not like that. It is something underground. It goes on working very silently, peacefully, and nobody can know what is happening. And when something has happened, then one finds that I am caught up now. Now I am helpless. And that I am bound with this wonderful, wonderful chain, which is my life, in which I am, no doubt, my mind is bound, my body is bound, my intellect is bound, but my soul has been released. I have been released. And that I am now not to suffer in this ocean of darkness and of ignorance and of hell-like systems and struggling only. This struggle will now end, and now I will find some relaxation somewhere. And that I have found that place where I am now free to relax and to enjoy. And now I will remain over there, and nobody there, no sources there who will take me out of it, and I also will not wish to go out of it. And what I am to know, I have known. What I have to find, I have found. And that thing was now working upon me also. I was not feeling at work. And that I was at work, then I was feeling like going back. When I was traveling little steps back, then I was having some play of the mind even. But why are you going away from here? And that this man to whom he has heard is there. You can get initiated later on. And you are now president of so many organizations which are working anti-physical masters. And what is your position over there? What will happen to that position? Why do you ignore that? You are not to do that. I was again back. 2-3 times I was back and forth. Sometimes the master power was conqueror, and other times the mental power, mind power was a conqueror, and was roaming about hither and there, up, back and forth, in this confusion. At last the master power was really conqueror, and I was really running. And then I reached the bus stand, and I found the bus and went back and left my application for leave for about 1 or 2 days or 3 days to be handed over to the office where I was working. And that I started to go where master is, but I didn't know. I did only know that he has gone to a city. No address was there. And you know, in a city it is not possible to find someone without address. So I went to the place where the master I had seen him in Amritsar. Those people who were there in charge of that center, they handed me a letter which was there, invitation letter from that other center where master had gone, and that address was there written upon it. I just got the bus for that city. It was about 40 miles away from that place. I reached there at about 7. And master had started his satsang at that place. And there was a man, I was feeling sitting on the back, but there was a man who took me in front. And I was sitting in front of the master and was feeling like really eye to eye, face to face in front of him. And that I stayed there for about 2 days and had also over there even a private talk with him. And at last I had decided, okay, I should get this initiation. It may work. It may work. Since it was not 100% that it will work, I'm satisfied it may work. There's some hope. Because that power which was against it was also very powerfully, very horribly working upon. And I got initiated. That was the holy day of 25th of November 1965. That I was initiated. That was my really day of life. That I got my life and I started living. What is called life came out of this grave, living grave, some kind of grave which you cannot say a grave, which you cannot say some kind of dead material, but it has its own charm and attraction to keep ourselves really in some kind of fantasy, false one, in which we are only deluded and deluded. We feel that I have found everything, and I found nothing really. That is a very, very hard, treacherous game. And that I could find myself in something which was real, and it is that is end all and be all of everything. I am the Alpha, I am the Omega. What is meant by it, and what we were reading about, it was there available. And first I was little feeling that what I have seen, it is nothing, it is not really. Then when my master asked, those who are not satisfied, they have not found anything in them, they should stand up. I stood up. And then master asked me, what could you find this way, that way? I told, I saw this way and that way also. You are not satisfied? No, I am not satisfied. Then he took me with some other 2-3 persons inside, and we were made to sit on meditation for some time. Then he asked me what we have found. Then I was satisfied. I will not tell you. Because it is not allowed that any initiate is to tell inner experiences to anybody else. So let it be secret, but I was really satisfied that what I have found, it is something really wonderful, what I expected. And then I was on the sound meditation. It was really something very great, very wonderful, very wonderful. And I was beside myself with joy that if I had conquered whole of the world, whole of the creation of Lord God, and then I should be happy, I should feel like myself, how much happy, how much enjoyable, that can be some idea that what I could find. And after that still I came to my home back and did not tell anybody that I am initiated. Because it was that hard step. When I was connected to some kind of big agencies and was leader of those agencies and was preaching against the physical masters, now if I tell them that I have got, they will kill me. There was such like it could have happened even. But I did tell my wife that I have been initiated, but you will not tell anybody. Not for the purpose that I was afraid of such like hard consequences from outside, but I was feeling myself still not satisfied. And I told my wife that I have been initiated, but I am to verify that he might have hypnotized me. And that what things have been shown to me, told to me, those may not be true. Those might be only from some little lower level of mental powers. Because mental powers have also very wonderful, great things with them. And that I may not have been mesmerized by him. And then I meditated for about 4 months, something like that. Already I had got my schedule that I used to get up at about maybe 2 or 3 early in the morning and was taking bath. And after that, at about 4, there were some services and performances in the Holy Temple of Sikhism. I used to go there. And some celestial music was going on over there from that Holy Scripture, Adi Granth, from 4 to 7. I used to attend to that, and after 7, I used to come back home and was taking my breakfast, and then was going on my duty as civil engineer in government. And then was going on all the day long over there. I was coming back, and in the evening, after taking food, then some people were there who were coming to me, and we were about 5 or 7 persons to have some music, what is called celestial music, and by teaching to them, and was also teaching them the Adi Granth, what is the meaning of it, and that they may go through the meaning of it really, not only relating. And 2 hours this work was going on, and then I was just going to my bed or doing some other work which was there. This was my general routine, just now, as a general. From that day, after initiation, I had a little change in it, that I was getting up at the same time and going to the temple and attending over there for about 15 minutes or 20 minutes. After that, I was coming back to my home and was meditating about 3 hours daily. My master had told me that I should meditate for at least 2.5 hours. But it was at least 2.5 hours, not any limit further. And I was feeling that meditate at least 3 hours, what master had told, that's a must. But something more should be there. That master may be happy with me that I have done something more than he asked for. And then I was finding some things inside, and after about 4 months or 6 months, I was really having full confirmation that what I have found, it is there, it is my permanent acquisition. There is nothing, it is some kind of illusion or delusion at higher levels of mesmerism or hypnotism. It is something much beyond that. And when I was really confident about it, then I declared it. Although there was so much little confusion in the hearts of the people, but no one did ask me directly. No one did come to me. No one did dare for that what we had done. They were expecting me in the same way. But some people of my company, when they were going outside, then people were asking, what has happened to your leader? What happened? What? It is a great loss that he had done to us. We had found such a person, wonderful person of our company, of our organization, that it may work. It was really very much by him. Now we are losing this. For that purpose, he was really much shocked. But everything was going on, and sometimes satsang was also started in that city. And so many people who were against me also, just not really, but in their own hearts. And that they also came and they were also initiated. And in this way, the things were starting. And I had some talks with the master, and he was really working in some very, very normal way. He was never saying that I am something and I should be given some very high position and you should sit somewhere low or in this way or that way. First time when I went to see him in privacy, it was not really privacy, but it was some other people who were also sitting in that privacy, about 5 or 6, 7 persons, in some personal mood, not in an spiritual mood, but in some private mood. I was also allowed to go there by some agency. And when I went over there, then that person who took me introduced me to the master that he is a seeker and he is he told me like that. And then master just extended his hand to shake hand with me. Just like as we have a friend and we in love or in customary, we have some kind of such actions. And I was knowing, I was no doubt initiated as yet, but I was knowing that what is the greatness or glory of a God-man, and what kind of respect we should have for that. So I did not feel that I should shake hand with him regularly, but I took his hand in my both hands and felt like respecting him. And I could find he had big hands. Quite strong. He had quite strong body, and outer body was not so much weak. How much he was strong from inside, that was well known. That was not something secret, but his body was also quite strong, and I was impressed by his big hands. And that, then he told the people, big chair for him. I replied, my dear, I am accustomed to sit on the ground and not so much accustomed to sit on the chairs. I can tell somebody was bringing a chair, I was already on the ground and master was talking to me and some other people like that. At other times also I had some meetings before my initiation. And I was telling my experiences or my heart to him. And then he was listening very, very patient. And then in the beginning of the talk, he was telling, you can say me in any hard words, in any harshness, any way you like to talk to me, you are free to talk. I was not expecting that this something can like this. But he had offered like that any hard language you can use for me, you have no difficulty. I will not accept it in any way. This was something really special in his heart, that he was stable. In any kind of situation from outside, he was stable. In any kind of angry person or very much hard person, he was not moved from his stability. And that he told me, that you are free to talk in this way, in any way as you like. And that I talked with him a long time, and the person came, that other party is also waiting for your conversation, and please end this. Then master was a little hard upon him. We are talking heart to heart. Tell other person to wait or go away. Then I could not understand what is heart to heart. Because I have never heard such like conversation that there had been some heart to heart. But later on, after initiation, then I could find what is heart to heart conversation. That outer conversation is only just verbal, having some language. but there is also language of heart. And he who has heart can awaken the heart of the other one and can begin to talk heart to heart. You cannot talk to a cow, you cannot talk to a horse, because that's not of your level, not of your standard of talking or thinking or working. In the same way, when masters talk to somebody, they do not talk to the body, mind or intellect, because it's very low standard, very low grade, and they cannot understand what the master says. And if master says anything to the mind and intellect, they will not understand. Never they will understand. And that when master had to speak to somebody, he had to awaken the soul of the person. And when soul is awakened, then that is the connection that master feels that now I have found of my standard, which is from my, I am the source, and it is the drop of that. I am the ocean, and it is to be now of my level, and I can talk to him. And it can be persuaded, it can understand, that can work also. So this heart-to-heart talk is something very special, and it is only when you find a person who has got heart. Which heart? Godly heart. Not this heart, which is made of flesh. This is something connected with the body. But in spirituality, our heart is the soul over here. And when we look to each other, when Master generally looks at the seat of the soul and begin to talk to him. He doesn't go down into the body. He speaks over there and finds everything over there. When he looks at the third eye center, he finds what kind of situation of the mind is there, and what kind of habits are there, what are the karmas, what is lifestyle. Everything is crystal clear as you look through a mirror or a bottle made of glass. What is there in it? It is available from outside, it is not hidden. In the same way, all those people who come to the Master, he can see the background of the people and the state of the heart of the people. And he has also then approached to the soul of that person. Because soul is enclosed, still more enclosed. Not only body, another is also they are most hard, that is mind, and intellect is also there, and some other more enclosures are also there, and soul is at the deepest, farthest end of the enclosures, and Master has to approach that soul because he is only concerned with the soul, and if he doesn't reach the soul, then he is only beating on the doors or walls of the house. He cannot reach the friend. But his purpose is not to knock at the door or only to beat the walls. He had to go through the walls or go through the doors, whatever is there in between, and penetrate through all these hindrances or problems and reach the friend. To find the friend, and that friend may be rid of all those prisons, all those hard enclosures, and is coming out of it and are available to us, and that is available, we are available to him. And that is the heart-to-heart conversation. Then it starts. So it's not some easy job, but it's not work of the worldly people. It's work of really person who has got authority, and we need such like a person who has such like authority. I am not go into the subject now. I am just going on touching the side views also, because I am not only connected with the physical body of the Master, because physical body of the Master has also something very much wonderful. If you compare the life of or physical body life of a Master to an ordinary person, it's very much vast difference. If you go really inside, then you find great and great world of difference. And that horizons of difference are there. What we see over here, that is his own body even, or what we see him up where he is, there's no comparison to it. But still, as per today, as we are little concerned with the physical existence of the Master, otherwise, what I had been speaking, that was his ignorant self. I was not speaking anything except him, because when a disciple becomes one with Master, then he is a disciple. And what he will do, what his Master does. What he will say, what his Master says. And what his existence is there, what is the existence of the Master. And what is the body of the Master. He is nothing. He has totally emerged in that great ocean of greatness and has lost his smallness and has appeared in that greatness. That is the life of the initiate. If the initiate has not reached this state of emergence in that ocean and has not annihilated himself, he is not yet reached the destination, yet in the way. And in the way, it is still in the way, that cannot be of the same kind as that of the destination. It is so wonderful, so great, so nice, and permanent, never to change. So this unchangeable permanence which is there in the Master, we have to reach there as per our own unchangeableness small, and we imagine that wonderful, highest, unchangeable permanence, and that we will be done enjoying over there, because here our unchangeable permanence is overpowered by the changeable. That we are so weak in ourselves, and that this changeable illusion and delusionary system is so strong that we have been taken over. We have been annihilated. We are not to exist, and we are suffering. That is the great problem which is there prevailing upon us, and this is the main problem, only problem. And when we have solved this problem, every problem is solved. But don't indulge in the side business. We are to just take care that our this small unchangeable permanence, our own self, is delivered from all the tentacles of horrible mind and matter, and that we may emerge ourselves in that great self, which is totally in his own self. Everything is under his control. There is nobody who is to control him. And that he is totally independent, and we will also be over there in the same way. So the Master from very beginning, he had approach, because he had not as a simple background as we other people have got. Everybody has got some background. But Masters come there very big background. They had gone through some kind of all system, and come prepared. In this world, as we come from the lower lives of animal kingdom, and we start with that with some kind of destiny, and we are to start to make, as my Master used to say, that man is in the make. What to make? What is destination? That if I have something, lump of earth, or have some little gold, what I am to make out of it? Some ornament or some statue, something, what I am to make. So I am to make something, and that will be made. In the same way, we are now starting to make ourselves. And this is the great consideration, what we are to make. If we are offering ourselves to God, to the Master, and God in Him, He will make us. And what He will make us? He will make as we are entitled. The highest one, He will handle our soul and make our soul perfect. And when we do not accept Him, then we have already offered ourselves to the negative power, which will take our body, which will educate our mind, which will also educate our intellect, and will make us something which it will trodden down by the negative power. By negative power will take us as pebbles, as if you go on some metalled road, some good road, it does something on which we trod, which we walk upon. That will be made, because it has to use us for its own purposes, and that is not to our credit, and that is not that what we should like. But in the end of the life, and then we are finding ourselves where we have been placed in such horrible condition, and then we find that we have been destroyed all along this life. We have not been able to make ourselves a little better than the animal kingdom from which we had come, because we are born as bodies. Every child is born as body. And what he had to become, and as soul to become God, and as body to have all the impressions of the down, low grade. We look upon the animals, we look upon the ground, we look upon the other bodies of this worldly style. Everything we see, it is of the level of body or lower than the body. Nothing higher than the level of the body. We have not any step upward. Only we are stepping downward, and we are coming in contact with the people of this world, which are down, which are not really good. Lust, greed, anger, ego, attachment, telling lies, hypocrisy, and so many negative things are going on in everybody, and everybody is full of such like negative impressions, downward impressions, and we all go downward, and in the end of the life we are immersed in some kind of ocean of suffering, which we may call hell, but we may call anything, and we are done away with. So this phase of life which is there, which we should understand, and wherefrom we can understand, wherefrom there is some hope. And I am feeling that you are lucky ones, that there is some power in you which has taken you, accepted you, that you are to be made wonderful one, which will be to your credit. He has handled your soul. He has taken your soul. Initiate is the soul, and master is God in him. Neither master is body, nor the body of the initiate is the initiate. It is only body. If there is only relation of the master and the initiate as bodies, then the body of the master is no more. Then where the soul of the initiate will go, or body of the initiate will go, and body of the initiate has also necessity to go to the grave. Then what is the connection? What is the relation between the body of the martyr and body of the initiate? No relation. They both are that thou art, and that returneth. Maybe of the body of the martyr or of the initiate. What is the greatness? What is the something which is important? That is the soul of the initiate and soul of God, which has a soul of master, which has become God. And when this relation is there, then at once the pull is there to the soul, which is down in the body and entangled in so many other lower bodies, astral body, causal body, super causal body, or other more bodies, and he pulls them one by one, little by little, gradually, until he is able to take their soul up to his own level, and that is made all purified, all deserving, and then emerges him, his own self, and then in this physical body also we can say, I and my Father are one. I and my Father are one. Whose work is there? Who has done this? Who has got this power? Not you. We cannot boast of our actions. Only by mercy, forgiveness, and grace, which is there in plenty, abundant. In abundance in God, that is that we can boast of this power. We can say, I have got Master. I have Him with me. There's nothing which can happen to me. As is there anything, any world in this world happen to you, you can't say, I don't worry, Father, I have got my Master. And He is there to protect me, to save me, and I am safe in Him. There's nothing which can handle me. But this you can say at some time when you are really with the Master. When you are just starting the system and you are just on the way, and more you are near to the fire, and you are only traveling towards the ice, you cannot say that I cannot now find cold. I will not find heat. I will enjoy my coolness. Because yet you are in the region, in this field in which heat is there very much permanent. And you are traveling towards the cool place to get rid of this heat which is burning you. This is called the way man is in the make. How he is in the make and where he is standing. And that what is the future which is expected and that people will to enjoy. So this life which has been given to you by God, we could not understand. We could not feel. And we are just lying on this ground, just like nothingness. Only passing phases, nothing real. Everything is there. What does it profit a man if he gains possessions of the whole of the world, but loses one's own soul? This is the cry of the soul, that I am here and I am to enjoy, and all those elements are there, but my dear mind and my dear body and my dear intellect, you have not understood it, and you are suffering, and I will also suffer. And that if the children keep clutching the father, we love you, we cannot remain without you, and that you have to stay with us, it is there no doubt that they have got love and they feel that father is useful. But they have to leave the father because he has to go to work, he has to earn the money, and he will, when come back in the evening, he will come with big bags of fruit, big bags of food, and some big nice clothes, and big money, and we will enjoy the night. Although we had to sacrifice something, that we loved the Father and He was with us, but we have left Him for some time and for some big purpose. This is the thing that when we are just body and mind are keeping themselves, we are important. They are not really important. They are only to enjoy from God. They cannot have anything from themselves. We are only having some kind of destiny which has been given to us, on which we are going along, living. And that we have to release the soul. Okay, you go and don't worry about our prayers or our lifestyle. We may become little to eat, little to live upon, and just to go along, and that you go on working. Try at your own level, because mind and intellect will have to understand this great lifestyle, that when this soul will be connected to God and the kingdom of God, then it is already belonging to our family. We are not three only, we are four. And fourth one is there, who is having approach to the fruit tree. It will bring the fruit, it will enjoy itself, and it will also share all with us even. And that fruit, elixir of life, manna of life, bread of life, water of life, which it will enjoy. Something we will also find out of it, and that we will not suffer. Little thing which we are not able to enjoy of this world for a short time, it will not be hard, it will be useful for us. This kind of understanding which is real and working, that we have to understand. In this world also we find something like that, that the children are there, the wife is there, and sometimes they have to send the husband to the war field, where they have to fight against the bullets and the cannonballs, and they may come back, or he may or may not come back. That's not certain. But the family knows that if the father is sitting in the home, and we are loving him, he is loving us, we are starving, he will be starving, and we will also be starving. We will have nothing, he will have also nothing. And we will all be no more. But they know that he has to be sent, and then he will be enjoying, and we will also be living due to his work. So this kind of understanding, which is to be found by us, what is style of life, how we are to live, that is only available from that who has found this life. Otherwise, the next part is only saying that only depend upon this world and worldly arrangements, and you will go along. Don't worry, you will find something, you will enjoy. But in the end of life, then we find we are totally disconnected for eternity, forever from life, and we have to suffer forever. What we had tried, here also we could not find. Here also we find here and there only problems and troubles. But still we have expectation on this worldly style of life that there is some hope that you will be able to find something better. But actually it is not available, and in the end it is too late. Time has gone, and that we are left, okay, now you can do anything. There is nothing we can do against it, and we have to suffer. This is very hard, very poor fate of the man. And if this man begins to understand his future, where he is, in what way he is going along, is it way of peace, is it way of relaxation, is it way of enjoyment, it is possible, can it be in the valley of death, where even those will suffer, is it possible? In the night it is possible that you can find a ray of light of the sun. Not possible. In the ocean you cannot find a little spark of fire. But it is all ocean. Something which is all dominating, full. And it is only available wherever you go to find something else. That else we will not find. You find the same thing in which you are already tired of, or you are really fed up with. Same thing again will occur to us, as we are always tired of so much suffering and problems. And new, fresh are coming, which we do not want, we cannot bear. But still these are there, and what we are expecting, needing, and we want and work for, that lying far away, long distance, only expectations. This very treacherous journey which we are going along, that is the cry of the masters, that they come from the highest heavens. Why they come in this burning world? Why don't they enjoy over there? Only for taking up those souls which they have loved, and they won't like that they should suffer. And they want to jump into the flames of the fire, and one by one, they want to take out of this tragic system and place them in that great, wonderful lifestyle of perfection of God. This is holy work. Is there anybody who can be your friend, you can call fatherly, or motherly, or heavenly? There is someone. There is. by God's grace. But all in this world, everywhere it is something play of negative power. All that glitters, which is arranged by negative power, is not gold. All that is hopeful in this world is not really hopeful. Everything is treacherous. Everything is there, a hook. Instead of the food. Food is outside and inside is a hook. And fish is to be diluted and treated by that food and it is taken over by the hook. This is the way of working of the world. So my dear, what I have learned from my master and that which I had not before, that you are also to learn from your master. And master is the same always. He changes the body. My master asked you to say that as the current and this bulb is the same. This bulb may go fuse. It may go out of order. We will change the bulb. But power which is working in it, which is producing light, that is the same. And that the master power is from eternity, from the very beginning, is the same. As he spake through the mouth of his holy prophets. Holy prophets have been so many, but he was the same from the very beginning of the world. That unchangeable permanent system remained unchangeable. And what is the instruments? Agency which is using the physical bodies, because that power, if it is work in this world, has to work through some human body, not lower body, but only human body. This is only body out of the more than 8 million species of life which is made suitable for accommodation of God power, master power. And it uses it and begins to work upon it, and then all are to be benefited. So this unchangeable permanent power which is there from the beginning till end, that is the master power. Bodies are only its containers. So the same power was there in all previous masters, and same power is continued from Baba Sam Singh to my master, and further now it will further also continue the same. It may have some different commissions. When any master comes in this world, they have some definite commission from God, that this is you are to do in this way, according to the situation of the world. But in what way the world is going along, and how you are to work in this world at this time. And when the time changes and some improvement is made, then the system is also changed. That when you are to raise up a child, in the childhood you have to raise the child in some other way. When the child is of 5 or 6 years of age, then we have to change the system. We have to change it other way. And when the child is grown up, of 12 years or 13 years, then you would have to change the behavior of yourself toward the child. Something else has to be done. As per the growth or development of the child, and the father, the parents have also to change the behavior of way of working for them. They have to work, help them. They are the same, but their style changes. So in the same way, that is why that the master of the age is required. Because that doctor who had worked in his own time, according to his diseases at that time, cannot be now applicable the same. As you know, there were some people, even now I myself can say that what I have learned to live in this world, I am now unfit for the world. Because I don't know anything about computer. And computer is all over the world. It has over 100 computer, and I do not know anything. I don't know anything about email or internet. And this world is only going along with the internet and the email. And next master will come, we will have every kind of email, knowledge, internet, everything. So, according to the change in the condition of the world, the master has also to be changed in some kind of way of working according to the condition of the world. That is why A living master is a great blessing. In the times of the master, this was generally especially written in big letters on his magazine, which was generally published here in USA, Sat Sandesh it was generally named. That where there was a name written of Sat Sandesh, there was big letters written. That is a great blessing to have a living master, because he is of the son of the time. Yesterday's sun had given its own light to yesterday's world and yesterday's people. But for today, today's sun is needed, who is to give light to us. And if we only remember light of yesterday, we can remember it. We can only have a little idea of it, but we will not find it. So Master is not just what he says something. Master is what he acts. What his work is there. That if your father is there, he has told you, I will give you food, and he gives you food also. I will give you food, and he gives you food. And next day you have his tape. He says, I will give you food, I will give you food. But he will not be able to give you food, and you will not find food, because that agency which was to give you food something, that is not there. Only some words are there. And words will not be sufficient. Therefore, what is the master? Master is that power, which is God power, which has its own way of working, way of thinking, and how to act, how to control everything of this world. It is something like that. If a book is there, how to rule, it will not be able to rule. If this book of knowledge is given to some man, human being, he will be able to act according to the instructions of that book and will be able to rule practically. So words, or empty words, or books, etc., cannot do the same as a practical adept can do. This is to be known, and people have to believe. But I am sorry to say that as yet you have not been able to really be rid from the negative power. And I had been trying my level best to rid you of all these horrible bondages of mind and matter, and conclusions that you are to be coming out of this horrible control. You are coming up slowly, slowly and slowly. But those hindrance creating agencies are also working very hard and very hard and very hard. But there is no difficulty. I am dealing with everything. I am not talking about as my body, but as my inner God self, Master self, which is competent to do like that. Master generally do not talk about their body life, or from the intellect or mind. They are generally talk from their higher self. Because if they are not higher self, then what is it they can give or help to the people who are already under the lower self, and that they also need higher self. And they handle their higher self, and that higher self is to exist, and lower self is to be ruled and helped, and higher self is to enjoy independence in its own way. That is the life of the man, and for that all arrangements have been made by Baba Sam Singh Ji, as we know from him or from previous masters, and also from my master, as we are here collected in his holy remembrance. But this holy remembrance is something which is there very important. That we are to remember somebody who is really useful. And when we are remembering somebody, then we forget everything else. If you are talking to some mob, and somebody, my dear friend, come to me, and who is really dear to me, who is really I love very much, I will ignore all of you. I will attend to him. And I will only know that he is there. Nobody else is there. And when you are so much attracted by him, that you are only remembering Him all the day and night, then you will be immersed in Him. There will be no separation between you two. This kind of love, this kind of realization, and this kind of connection, which is possible at the level of soul. Because mind which is always changing, it cannot be stabilized for more than 1 minute or 2 minutes. Those people who are working to control the mind, and they feel like working on the powers of the mind, it is very difficult, very hard for them. Because mind is very much flickering, and it is all changing moment by moment. And how you can control this basic tendency of the mind? If you try upon it, it will be a lifelong struggle and it will still be failure. But when we begin to work on the soul, then it is possible that we can enjoy soul concentration, permanent one. And agency is also there that we have been given the big, nice, wonderful feeling of the sound current. And when sound is really working purely, when it's all out of the adulteration of the mind and matter, then it becomes really so attractive, so powerful, that it will snatch away your mind. Just to close the eyes and you are up. Because it has really great power in you, in it, and it will also be able to help you. But we have to develop this connection more and more by connecting ourselves to holy sound and holy light, and we will be getting more and more leave the lower tentacles of mind and matter, and we will more and more near to our own self, where we will really connected. It will be very hard to go from the ground. But when you are near to the moon, it will attract you and you will dash towards the moon. The power of the word will not be acting upon you so certainly as the power of moon will be there acting upon you, and then naturally you will go towards that. So this state of our existence is to be established. So please evaluate the masters. It is not that we are to be satisfied by celebrating some time or something in their name. That's not sufficient. That also adds something to us. But we are to go further. And that till we are one with Him, our purpose of this relation is not served. It is not possible with any worldly persons. If it is possible, I would have told you, you cannot become one with anybody of this world. Because everything is individuality. They cannot become one. And it is only possible at the level of soul with God that we can and we have to become one. And that is our life. So this which is possible and which is there, really wonderful, most wonderful to you, why you should not be find it? Why should we neglect it? Why should be persuaded by the mind? Don't be persuaded by the mind or intellect, but always keep the words of the Master in front of you and keep Simran and his remembrance that please save me from this horrible one. Save me from this horrible ones. If there is all ocean around you and you are sitting in a boat, you are only think of the boat. Don't think of the ocean that there is something good. I should jump into the ocean and fight something from it. At once you feel that if I am little be in the ocean, I will be no more. You know it. Therefore, you are very aware that you are in the boat. In the same way, we should feel like that. This sound is there. It is to be always there. And I am only to be connected with sound. And light is also there. It will come up. And this is my life. And if I am going anywhere, I have to go with my saviors, with my protectors, with my helpers. And without them, I will emerge into that ocean of death. and I will be nothing, as his word is nothingness. I will be nothing also. So this horrible situation is to be now understood what it is really, and what is really for us that we are to find. This is that we have celebrated some occasion of a master, which is connected to a master. That when you go along and understanding and finding his way of life which has been told to us, that is celebrating his any anniversary or any occasion, or having connection with him. Just only physical, that is not sufficient. What is the real self, that is to be there. So this is my sincere request to you, all of you, that what I have told to you, it is something universal truth, which all masters have told, all religions have also told. But you are to be helped by the parent living power which whether it is. And luckily you have found it, and that you are to now go on with it. It is already given to you. It is what is the master. It is not in his own body, but he can manifest himself in everybody. And that is your good luck, that you have to run after his physical body. You can find your own body, that he is there. So your body has been made the body of the master. Now you can say, I am not me. This body is the master body. Body is the master. He is living in me. I am living just a little small space in his feet. He is occupying all my body, all my heart, all my inner self. Everything is belonging to him. I know, and that I am just a little nothing. And if I am in sometimes I am in him only. Independently, individually, I am nothing. That should be the attainment that we are to make ourselves. We are in the make. That was very, very big aphorism of the master, that man is in the make, man is in the make. I think in his books or in his talks, you will find so many times this instruction that man is in the make. It is so important that man has come in this world to make something, because this is the time that we are able to act, to do something in our favor or less in our disfavor. When we less, then we are automatically dead. Automatically. When we are acting with some help, with some guidance, then we are making ourselves. This is the theory of life, my dear. So let us be that we have learnt it from the grace of my master and today's boon. So you may remember this. In the name of my master, it will come from him, and I have related to you. Okay, my dear, try to embed it in yourself by meditations. Now sit and meditation for some time in remembrance of my master, or in remembrance of the master power which is there within you in the form of sound and light. Please take your seats as soon as possible.